Um, Before we step into this reading, I want to take a moment and speak to every single one of you who keeps showing up here. Thank you. I mean that. I read your comments. I feel the energy you bring into this space. And every time you take a moment to share what you are going through, what resonated, what shifted after a reading, it shapes what I bring here next. To those of you who are discovering this channel for the first time, welcome. You did not land here by accident. Something brought you to this video, and that something is worth paying attention to. And to those who have been here a while, you already know what you mean to this space. Now, let me tell you what I see. There is something in the air around you right now, something that does not quite feel like anything you have experienced before. And if you stop for just a moment, if you set down everything you have been carrying just briefly, you can feel it too. That quiet hum, that very particular quality in the atmosphere around your life right now, as if the light had shifted angles ever so slightly, and things that were sitting in the shadows are beginning to become visible. Stay with me, because what I have to share with you today, this is not an ordinary message. The first image that comes through, and I want you to see it exactly the way I am seeing it. I see a throne, not a chair, not a comfortable armchair, a throne carved from something heavy, something solid, something that was built to last. And seated on this throne, there is a figure with such stillness in the body, such undeniable presence, that even without moving, even without speaking, you immediately sense that this person has nothing to prove. Around them, symbols of abundance, forms that evoke harvest, material wealth, things of lasting value, things that do not disappear when the season changes. And what I hear as I look at this image, Virgo, is your name. I want to speak to you about something that you may find difficult. Not difficult to understand, difficult to receive, because you understand things very quickly. You analyze, you dissect, you see the mechanisms behind every situation almost before the situation is fully unfolded. That is one of your deepest gifts. But receiving, allowing something good to come in without immediately questioning it, without looking for the catch, without asking yourself what it is going to cost you, that is harder for you. And that is precisely where we are right now. Because what I see in these images is not something you will have to build. It is not something you will have to earn all over again. It is something that is moving in your direction at this very moment. A slow, royal, inevitable movement, as if the universe had finally decided to send the invoice in the other direction. I see another scene, a figure standing, and in their hands, something precious, not an ordinary object, something with weight, something with intention behind it, something that was chosen carefully and deliberately. And this figure is not rushing. They are not nervously extending what they carry toward you. They are moving with the quiet certainty of someone who knows exactly what they are bringing and exactly who they are bringing it to. This gift, and it has your name on it. And what strikes me most about this image is the quality of the intention behind the gesture. This is not charity. This is not pity. This is not someone offering you what they no longer need. This is a considered offering, something costly in every sense of the word, something that requires something from the one who gives it. And do you know what that says about you? It says that you are someone worth making a real effort for. Um, Let me stop here for just a second because I want to ask you something directly. Have you ever quietly convinced yourself that you were not made for beautiful things? Not in a dramatic way, maybe not even consciously, but in the small choices of daily life. Always taking the most reasonable option, postponing the things that feel too luxurious, too large, too much for someone like you. Telling yourself that it will come eventually, maybe when you have worked a little more, when you have earned it a little more. Does that land? Tell me in the comments if this part of the reading touches something real for you, because I believe many of you are carrying this conviction without ever having put it into words. There is a third image that has not left me since the beginning of this reading. I see an interior space, high ceilings, luminous, not aggressively bright, but that soft light that comes from far away, that filters through, that warms without blinding. And in this space, there is a table, and on this table, there is a feast. Not just anything, not what you eat out of necessity, what you choose when you finally give yourself permission to want the best. And in this image, the chair at the head of the table is empty. It is waiting for someone, and that someone has not quite arrived yet. They are in the hallway. Still hesitating just outside the door, not because they have not been invited, but because they are not entirely sure they belong in a room like this. Virgo, that chair, it is yours. The question this image raises is not whether you deserve to be there. You deserve to be there. The question is whether you are going to walk through that door. Let us talk about what first class actually means in the energy of this reading, because I do not want you to reduce this to a list of material things. The material will come, yes, and it will come in ways that will surprise you, in ways that will not look exactly like what you had imagined. But what this energy points to first is not a plane ticket or a dinner at a fine restaurant. It is the quality of how you are treated. It is the quality of attention others bring to you, the quality of the people who enter your life, the quality of the opportunities that present themselves. It is gaining access to rooms within your own existence that you had never quite allowed yourself to enter before. It is the refinement of your own standards, your own requirements for what you accept into your daily life. And all of that begins with an interior decision, not one you announce, not one you explain to anyone, just that silent, very private moment when you choose to stop treating your own life like a rough draft. The image that comes now is unlike any of the ones before it. I see someone standing at the edge of a still body of water, a perfectly smooth surface, almost like a mirror. And this person is looking at their reflection for a long time, with an intensity that is not vanity but recognition, as if they are truly seeing, maybe for the first time, what they actually are. And what they see in that reflection is someone precious. Not precious because they are perfect, not precious because they are useful or efficient or capable, precious because they are intrinsically, fundamentally, irreducibly worthy of being treated with care. Virgo, this image is speaking about you, and the question it poses is simple and enormous at the same time. Do you see what that reflection is showing? Do you allow yourself to see your own value without immediately relativizing it, minimizing it, drowning it in a list of everything you still need to improve? I see something very specific coming through now. Hands, open hands, not reaching to take, offered. And what flows from these hands are pieces of something valuable, forms that evoke wealth in its most tangible dimension. And these hands do not hesitate. There is no calculation in the gesture. There is no implicit debt. There is no hidden condition attached to what is being given. This is generosity in its purest form. And what moves me about this image is that these hands belong to someone who has abundance, who gives from surplus, not from fear. And this kind of giving, Virgo, it does not move toward just anyone. It moves toward those who know how to receive it with grace, toward those who do not crush the gesture under the weight of their own guilt or disbelief. So I am asking you to work on something very specific. Learn to say thank you, simply, without minimizing, without deflecting, without immediately calculating how you can give back to rebalance things. Just thank you. I receive this. I am worthy of receiving this. It is a muscle, and it is time to train it. There is a tension in your history with abundance, Virgo, and I want to name it with respect because it has a deep and coherent logic. You learned very early that things are obtained through work, through effort, through discipline and precision, and that lesson has served you well. It has made you capable of things that many people cannot accomplish. It has forged in you a reliability, a thoroughness, a quality of attention that are genuine forms of wealth. But somewhere along that path of learning, something may have solidified into a belief that was never meant to be permanent. The conviction that nothing comes without being earned through real effort, that receiving without immediate exertion is suspicious, that luxury, ease, grace, those are things for other kinds of people, people less serious than you in a way. Or, on the contrary, people who have something you have not yet figured out how to acquire. And that belief, however well intentioned at its source, may have been keeping you at a distance from things that were always meant for you. Does this reading speak to you? Is something in what I am describing touching a part of you that you may have been keeping slightly out of reach? Leave me a comment. Tell me where you are with all of this. The abundance, the receiving, the permission to want better. I genuinely read what you write, and it guides the energy of what I build here. Your words matter in this space. Now I want to speak about the concrete form this gift can take, because expensive gift can mean many things. And the energy of this reading is not vague, it is precise. It points toward several channels at the same time, and I am going to name them. First, there are professional or financial opportunities. I see something arriving in your sphere of work or in the way you generate value in the world that represents a significant upward shift, not a gradual, predictable evolution. Something that looks more like a leap you may not have anticipated in this form at this moment, and it will ask something of you. Not more effort, a different positioning, a willingness to claim your place at a table where you had perhaps been sitting slightly too far back. Then there are the relationships. I see entering your life or revealing themselves to you in a new light people who have a relationship to existence, to space, to resources, to ambition that is different from what you have known until now. People who do not scan the menu looking for the cheapest option. People who move lightly but well through the world. People who carry in the way they walk and speak a certain quiet confidence about their own belonging. And their presence in your life is going to do something to your own interior permission. It is going to expand it. There is one final image I want to give you before we reach the close of this reading. I see a chest, old, solid, with golden fittings that have taken on the color of time. And this chest is open, wide open. And what it contains cannot simply be counted. It is not just money, even though money is part of it. It is space, freedom, possibilities that take up room. And this chest, it is not at the end of an exhausting road. It is not hidden behind one final trial. It is not conditional on one last thing you must accomplish before you are finally allowed to open it. It is here, now, in the present of your life. And the only thing standing between you and it is the decision to walk toward it, not to run, not to fight your way there, just to walk toward it calmly, with the dignity of someone who knows it belongs to them. I want to close by saying something very direct to you. You do not have to justify wanting a beautiful life. You do not have to apologize for wanting to travel comfortably, to eat well, to surround yourself with beauty and quality. You do not have to build a moral argument for why you deserve good things. This is not arrogance. This is not superficiality. This is simply the natural result of a soul that has been through a great deal, that has given a great deal, that has been building quietly and without applause for longer than most people would have been able to sustain. And the universe, Virgo, the universe does not forget that kind of thing. It keeps a ledger you cannot always see. And from time to time, in moments like this one, it decides to correct the balance. This moment is now open your hands, let it in, trust what is moving toward you, and above all, above everything else, stop sitting at the far end of the table. You have a seat at the best seat, and it is time you actually settled into it. If this reading spoke to you today, if something here lit something up inside you, I want to hear about it in the comments. Tell me what you are feeling, where you are on your path toward this abundance, what you are releasing, what you are finally allowing yourself to embrace. This space is for real sharing, and your presence here, your willingness to look inward and ask honest questions about your own becoming, that is what makes all of this meaningful. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.